Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about a learning which I acquired during my foundation course at St. Xavier's College, Ahmedabad. Uh, the course was about managing conflict, and where I learned that managing conflict is an essential life skill which can help us improve our lives in our workplaces and in our day-to-day lives as well. During that course, I picked up a very important model, which is the Thomas Killmann model of resolving conflicts, and I thought that it could be beneficial for all of you guys as well if I share it with you. So there are two main dimensions to Thomas Killmann model: assertiveness and cooperativeness. Assertiveness is the extent which in which that extent is which you try to satisfy your personal needs, and cooperativeness is the extent where you try to satisfy other person's needs. Under these dimensions, there are five modes which I'll break down for you guys. The first mode is the competing mode. Competing mode is entirely focused on your own personal needs, to satisfy own personal needs, which is often at the expense of others. This mode is high in assertiveness but low in cooperativeness. Think of situations like emergencies, okay, where quick decisions are needed to be taken, when you need to stand your ground and tackle with an issue which is non-negotiable. For example, if there is a critical deadline which you need to make, you might need to push your team in order to achieve that goal which is beneficial for you. But a very big advantage of this mode is that if you overuse it, it can disrupt the relationship between you and your teammates, which is not a good sign in a long term goal, in a long term side. The second is the avoiding mode. Avoiding mode is both low on assertiveness and cooperativeness. This mode is widely used in minor conflicts, in which your emotions are too high to have a productive conversation. For instance, let's say two co-workers are fighting over an issue that doesn't affect you, so you just step out and let them handle their conflict. But be aware, avoiding doesn't resolve the entire conflict. It lingers around the underlying root cause, which due to which the conflict happened, and which can lead to bigger problems down the line. The third is the accommodating mode. Accommodating mode is low on assertiveness but high in cooperativeness. In this mode, you put the other person's needs above yours to maintain harmony. For example, if a colleague strongly prefers something over and you have a different take on it, but just to maintain the harmony, and that option doesn't harm you as such, so just to maintain harmony, you get along with your colleague's idea. This can really foster the relationship between you and your colleagues, and eventually productivity of the company or the team also increases. But if you overuse it, the one big disadvantage of this mode is if you overuse it, you might feel like your own needs are being sideline, which is not a good feeling, or in terms of and it is not it's aversive to your personal growth as well. The third is the accommodating mode, which is the exact opposite of competing mode. It's low in assertiveness but high in cooperativeness. In this mode, you put the other person's needs above your own to maintain a harmony between the relationships. For example, if your colleague strongly prefers one approach and you are neutral about it, you might go along with their idea and keep the relationship intact. This can be great way to preserve relationships, but if you overuse it, you might feel like your own needs are given a second priority, which is not good for your own personal growth. The fourth is the compromising mode. Again, it's about finding a middle ground. It balances assertiveness and cooperativeness, where both parties give up something to achieve shared combined goal. This mode is often used when it's limited and quick resolution is needed. For example, if two departments are fighting over resources, you might decide to split them equally so both the parties are happy in their own way. While compromising works in many situations, it might not lead to the best output which is required for your team. As both parties might walk satisfied, both parties might walk with a great deal of satisfaction, but it might not be the best team output for your own company or your benefit. Fifth would be collaborating mode. As the name suggests, it's highly in the cooperative side. Collaborating takes time and effort, as it involves open communication, brainstorming, and exploring creative solutions. For example, if you and your partner disagree, okay, on how to spend a weekend together, instead of one person conceding, you work together to plan an activity which is enjoyable for both of you. While this mode is cost effective, it is also the most resource intensive. So it's best reserved for situations where both relationships and the outcome are equally important and beneficial as an output. Each model has its own benefits and disadvantages. You need to use the model which is best suitable for you and according to the situation. So there you have all of your Thomas Killmann modes, which can be really beneficial for you in a workplace or in your day-to-day personal lives as well. uh, Tell me which modes you will use most frequently, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe the video if you find it helpful. And remember, the goal is not to stick to one particular mode, but get a mixture of all the modes and get the best out of the situation. Thank you.